So I'm Keri Facer and I'm speaking to Futuuri at the Social Futures Conference in Turku. Ooh, interesting existential question to start with. So I'm Keri Facer and I think what I tried to do and have been trying to do for a very long time is build conversations across difference. Is try to help people who live in one world to connect with people who live in another world, and to see what happens at the interconnection of those worlds, to see what new things emerge. I think I've been doing that since I was very young, and I realised that that is basically what I've been doing my whole life. Even though I've been working in a whole range of different areas, consistently what I've been trying to do is build conversations across difference.
And would you see that there is a thread between perhaps your current or most recently finished projects and maybe your anticipated upcoming projects that connect that?
Yes, well, I mean, the things that I'm planning to do are trying to help us rethink the role of universities in relation to climate change, which is not a phrase that I'm going to keep using. So I think what I'm really interested in is how universities see themselves as part of a lively planet. So as organisations that are there to help us build our personal capacity, our knowledge, our understanding, but shifting the focus away from the kind of enlightenment idea of us as sort of separate beings towards us as part of the planet. And critically, I think if we're going to do that, we need to start understanding the different roles that different disciplines play in engaging with and thinking about the future. My sense is that there's a huge amount of potential in thinking about how, for example, disciplines, in my view, variously steward and protect and care for the future, support experimentation and invention, support modelling and imagination, and then also support critique and reflexivity. And that, for me, is all of the different disciplines have those four orientations, and the challenge is to figure out how you build conversations across them and between them.
Okay, so moving on to my next question, is going to talk about how do you do what you do?
How do I do what I do?
Yeah.
Well, I talk to people a lot. I read a lot. I sit in a dark room a lot, thinking quite hard and scratching my head. Possibly those three things. But more practically, I mean, there's the official stuff that I do, which will be teaching or running activities, running foresight or futures work, or the stuff that I officially get paid to do in my job. So I convene groups of people and actively try to facilitate conversations. And then there's the informal stuff that you do alongside all of that, which is when you know people who ought to be talking to somebody else, you make introductions and you encourage people to connect up with each other. So everything happens on a range of different levels, from the formal to the informal. But reading and thinking hard and having time away from people is also an incredibly important part, I think, of what I do. It's helpful to remember that people have thought about stuff before and that there is a history to what you're doing.